he will just go to the jungler because he doesn't have a lot of maybe option for the marksman.
Exactly. I think how they want to play this will be very interesting because for Vietnam, they have now seen what Malaysia
Oh,
can do, right?
okay.
Because they try to fight fire with fire, and Malaysia shows that, in their own game, in that Langar playstyle, there's no
Wow.
way you can even try and match Malaysia. So will Vietnam double down and go for something similar, or will they change things completely? Because for Malaysia, now they are the ones banning out that Digi.
Yes, interesting. I was hoping, actually, I'm hoping that Malaysia, Todak, they can just take that Atlas because, when you ban this Digi, it means that you want to use that an initiation hero such as Atlas or maybe Kufra or someone else that maybe can give you the crowd control here without any disturbance that coming from Digi.
Speaking of the crowd control, though, Kaja will be banned out, and this time it's from Vietnam, so a bit of a switch up, but they will not let that 1-1 go. It's a bit
Yes.
too dangerous in
It's
the
a bit
hands
too dangerous.
of Malaysia. But that Fanny is also one of the heroes that Malaysia will try and deny. Maybe this time they will play for that gold lane instead. It will all depend on how Vietnam bans out and drafts out the first phase.
Yeah, let's see. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be 1-1. There's still like Martis and also Leo Mort, especially maybe Valentina, but there's no Povius. Oh my god, a lot of OP hero.
Oh, as you mentioned it though, Momo-chan, Phobius makes an appearance.
Yeah, that's right.
Honestly, I think the way Malaysia is banning is just very interesting because it seems like everything serves a certain purpose, whereas for Vietnam, right now as well, it seems to be a bit of a flip,
It's
actually.
a bit of, yeah.
Just a bit. Not exactly completely, but
Yep. But I think Leo Mort could be the first pick for Malaysia. Or maybe it's gonna be Valentina.
Valentina is still open, and Vietnam was forced to pick between Martis or the Leomord. We have seen Malaysia just wreak havoc on that Leomord pick. But now, as you mentioned, Momo-chan, maybe Valentina is a more solid, more flexible option that Malaysia will try and explore. But no, they
No.
like that Eve a lot. I think recently there was a bit of an adjustment as well. The damage, I guess, is still the same. The range also, but the crowd control, I think, was increased. It's a slower for Eve.
Yeah, especially they have the immobilized, right?
And now
Status from the real manipulation. And Valentina, I think if you compare Valentina and also Eve, both of them are very, very good. But Valentina, we know that she has the real manipulation that can stop the movement they coming from the opponents, right? Meanwhile, Valentina,
she can also have.
She can also have because she can copy this Eve, right?
Yep.
A really good pick they coming from from Vietnam. I really like this Valentina pick, but Benedetta for the backline pressure coming from Vietnam with the final blow. So we will see. We will see who will get caught by Benedetta here.
It's definitely a lot more of an aggressive pick. We
Yep.
saw Fredrin earlier, and now it's a Benedetta. Maybe it can still be flexed out depending on what Vietnam is trying to do. But honestly, if they're going to go for that
Honestly.
backline with that Petrify, it is something that the King can attempt to do. For Malaysia, though, instantly picking up something to deter the dive coming in from both the Benedetta as well as the Valentina. Ruby has been picked up, and they will opt to use that Beatrix here. That flexibility we talked about for the side of Malaysia is amplified with that hero, with the different selections of weapons you have in your arsenal.
Okay, let's see. It's gonna be Beatrix and also Cloud for the gold lane from both of the teams here, Arashi. It's interesting because we know that Chico is very, very popular with his Cloud, but currently Chico is going to play as a jungler. So it's
Are
okay.
you sure, though?
Maybe, might
Exactly.
be, might be. There's some role changes as well coming from Malaysia. We don't know.
We don't know.
It depends on the coach, right? It depends on the player itself. But going into the second banning phase right now, Vietnam, they ban this Fredrin. And interesting, they can ban out that Atlas as well if they want to. But we know that this Ruby can goes into the AXP lane, right? So it's still quite flexible for Malaysia. But 100% if will goes into the hand of maybe Yums or maybe Moon. I think it's gonna be Moon,
Maybe. Right now from Vietnam, they banned out that Fredrin as well, not wanting to deal with that hero on that Benedetta. It's a bit of a difficult matchup. Of course, crowd control counters these mobility heroes. And from Malaysia, they've banned out that Phobius as well. So in a way, they countered themselves. But if they really want to go for this Ruby, which seems to be the case, then banning out that Phobius is absolutely important. So now with one more slot left, it does seem like Vietnam are going for a lot more aggression. And Malaysia, they have solutions here. They have slows, they have poke damage, and they also have options for the close range crowd control, the close range burst damage coming in from the heroes thus far. Final ban from both these teams, it will be the Ling from Vietnam.
Okay, let's see. It's gonna be a Leomord ban from Malaysia. Vietnam, they already banned out this Fredrin and also Ling. So there's no aggressive assassin coming from Malaysia, but they still have Lancelot, they still have Hayabusa if they want to, or maybe if they want to play the Amon from the first game.
Showing
Malaysia
Vietnam how it's done?
Oh wow, maybe.
Maybe.
Like, hey, yo, this is how you play Amon.
Exactly, this is how you get it done. So for Malaysia, it's crazy that with 3 picks on the board, you're still kept guessing what's going to happen. It's not just the heroes, it's also the players. And that double layer of uncertainty is definitely weighing down on the minds of the Vietnamese players. The Grok will be the final ban from Malaysia, so maybe they want to go for a bit more crowd control and get that pick off going. They have slows, they have the Donald Wolf King as well as the I'm Offended. They can go for catches, but Vietnam counters with saves. Matilda with the Guiding Wind will be available to rescue any poor member caught by Malaysia.
I really like the draft coming from Vietnam, but oh, is it gonna be the Franco for maybe Yums?
Maybe. It's still maybe at this point.
And it's still Lapu-Lapu for Formis. Okay, they have enough CC?
Oh, they have a lot.
They have a lot of CC actually. They have a lot of crowd control here. They have the I'm Offended coming from Ruby, and also Donald Wolf King that can hold up the movement coming from Vietnam here. And if they take this Franco, it's gonna be a nightmare for Vietnam, especially this Matilda. Even though he has the Guiding Wind, he wants to try to run. I think it still can be connected with the Iron Hood coming from Yums.
Right, but now instead of going for the Lapu-Lapu, it's gonna be a Paquito.
It's more.
I don't know how I feel.
It's like more It's scarier though.
It's scarier because for Vietnam, okay, he won't be going in, he won't be having those crazy big engages, that kind of mobility, but in the lane though, the King is gonna be on his toes here. There's a lot of burst potential in that EXP lane Paquito. If it does go there, right there we have seen both these teams round out their drafts. And my god, it seems like Malaysia, the name of their game seems to be crowd control. They ban or pick the Digi and they take everything possible. They can just slow, they can stun, they can root or hook the members of Vietnam.
Okay, and the Valentina, I would like to see who will she copy later on, because she has a lot of options. She can copy the Eve, she can copy the Ruby, she can copy the Franco as well.
Bit of a silver lining for the side of Vietnam.
But the thing is, I just think that maybe Malaysia, they took a lot of CC here, just because they want to force this Valentina to use the IMMU.
Ooh,
right?
Interesting theory, Momo-chan. That is definitely possible.
Because
if you can force your enemies to
to use the ability.
Exactly, if you can force them to play a certain way, that is definitely an advantage in your hands.
Agree with that, because the scary thing coming from Valentina is the ultimate. So we will see the game number 2, Archie.
Game number 2 between Malaysia and Vietnam. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and we can see, hang on, Chico on the Ruby in the jungle.
Oh, so it's gonna be a Ruby jungler, and the XP will of course formace with the Paquito.
Yikes. This is a very unusual circumstance, but we have seen Malaysia make it work, and you can see in the early game that poke damage and that wave clear is still going to be very much heavily in favor of Malaysia. After that though, we'll see if the aggressive picks, the Valentina, the Benedetta from the side of Vietnam can actually get the value plays in the early game as Momo actually gets pressured away.
Yeah, and I think Mid might help. He doesn't want to play, going into the late game composition, but suddenly the first blood That goes into the hand of Malaysia with the nice iron hook coming from Yums.
Hey, ain't laughing now. That was an iron hook that just spelled his doom, and just like that, early on, just level 2, Malaysia has an advantage. They're getting a bit of gold from the tower plating, as on the other side of the map, you already see Yoga and Formis just duking it out, but both will be backing away as soon, yet again, once the turtle starts spawning, we'll see both teams actually pressure each other to try and get a bit of an advantage.
Yep, agree with that. And it's a bad thing for Vietnam because they lose this cloud, which is really needs an item, right?
Oh, as we say, needing item though, the king actually gets a pick onto Formis. But now you can see Chiku try and get a trade back as Moon tries to help him out. Chiku will be able to do a lot of damage. The king will get taken down. And Malaysia, they have traded 1-for-1, but they want to go for some more. But that is the power of that Valentina on Need My Help. He comes in, and just like that, Malaysia is forced to back away.
Okay, and interesting because we know how strong Benedetta as well, right? In the early games, he can make some outplay stuff here with the Benedetta. But if he already got ganking by 3 members or 2 members, I think it's very hard for the king, especially if he doesn't have enough ability to run out.
Both teams going for the turtle right now, but the card control advantage, as we mentioned, World Revelation is being used by both these teams, and look at that.
HP with the guiding wind, so escape is there for Vietnam. But the thing is, when it comes to the team fight, Momo needs to be the insurance for Malaysia because only he has the damage enough for Malaysia.
In the late game, they're going to be forced to pick between Moon and Momo.
Yeah,
to ensure that we'll have to see who actually is the one that is being targeted by Vietnam, because both of them can do an insane amount of damage in the late game. And look at Chiku's emblem though. Just noticed.
Yeah, it's
the bounty hunter.
Yeah, because he wants to get more, money, more item quite fast. But Yums with the flicker and also the bloody Hanarashi.
Oh, but the blazing duet being used to counter that play, and now Malaysia is on the back foot as Vietnam looks for more. It's not over yet though, and now it does say that Momo is the one with a double kill, and they will go for Yoga as well. Real world manipulation doing a lot of damage, and the immobilize will ensure that Momo gets a triple kill, and they will come out on top.
Yes, Vietnam maybe got 2 members from Malaysia, but the thing is, it's gonna be a it's triple kill for Momo, which is we know that gold lane is gonna be the the insurance for the mid into the late game, right? And Momo already got the triple kill here just now. As we take a look to the replay, Momo is just so free. Even the blazing duet gave a lot of poke damage just now, but the thing is the backup coming from Moon is very fast as well.
It's very fortunate that Momo was not caught in that blazing duet, so he was relatively healthy. And now Yums is looking for a play. The hook does not land though, and now Vietnam has a bit of control at the turtle pit. Will Malaysia try and contest? They do not have the element of surprise. The king already pressuring Malaysia away. Like the final blaze being used, Moon is forced to back away. Turtle being secured by Vietnam, and Malaysia is forced to concede. But look at that. Formis actually goes in. He will get taken, not out. He escapes with a sliver of HP. And Yums will be able to stop the rest of Vietnam. They get the turtle, and they won't be able to secure the kill onto Formis. What was that? How was that possible?
Look at the outplay coming from Formis with the juke. They're coming from this Mosquito. No one can cut him from Vietnam. How is that possible, Arashi?
He was so low. I don't. Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's like maybe a pixel HP just now. But look at the bloody hand again and again, Arashi.
With the blazing duet, though, that is a counterplay attempted by the side of Vietnam, but it won't be enough. Although the shutdown has actually got picked up by the Cloud, but on the other side of the map, you can see that Vietnam, they are a lot more proactive here. You make a play on one side of the map, we will take advantage in the other. Right here, you can see, destroyed right there. And in the turret though, they won't be able to actually defend. Malaysia goes for picks onto Need My Help, but he is a bit too far alone. You can see that the guiding wind is attempted, but there we go. He actually succeeds in saving his teammate's life. What a play from Nart.
What is this game, Arishi? You know, it's like 1 HP pixel coming from the king. And, sorry, I mean from Need My Help. And Need My Help still able to survive. Wow. And it's unfortunately maybe because Malaysia, they cannot punish him in the bottom lane just now. Because again and again, Matilda with the guiding wind saves everyone's out.
The guiding wind is definitely a big nuisance to a team that wants to get as many pickoffs as Malaysia. And if you look at the gold advantage, it's actually quite even, although you can see that when it comes to objectives, Malaysia has a bit of an edge, and now they have more vision to play around with, and maybe with their abundance of crowd control, they're going to try and attempt pickoffs in the jungle of Vietnam.
Okay, and now the turtle is already being poked by Vietnam and Malaysia. It seems like they want to try to clear the lane as soon as possible and let the Vietnam takes the turtle objective here.
Wow.
Because they don't want to take a risk. If they have a big team fight with 5 versus 5 team fight here, I think Vietnam still have a chance to win the team fight. Because they only have Franco. This is why they have to look out for the potential to just pick off one by one.
Circling Eagle by Nart, though, starts to fight, but here Blazing Duet is being used as well, and pure chaos erupts between both these teams as Momo gets a kill, but will it be enough? Both teams still having advantage here as Momo is forced to exit from the fight as Nart is backing up. Need My Help. He is full HP. With the stolen I'm Offended, he will try and make a play for Chiku. Chiku, though, strikes back, tries to make plays happen as Momo secures that final kill. Circling Eagle is being used yet again, but not be able to secure that kill. Double kill from Momo as Malaysia once again comes out on top.
Oh my god! What a holy war in the bottom lane just now. I thought the Chico will die, you know.
He was very, very low, but here the king goes in with the electro final blow. Formace will try and punish him for it. He is still on the hunt, but Yoga will be able to push him away. Both these teams very, very aggressive as the king will be pushed back finally.
Oh
wow.
I'm so speechless, Arashi.
I'm Offended being used right here with that ultimate mega kill for Momo. And look at that. The Blazing Duet actually does so much damage to the 3 people, but Malaysia are able to survive. The double kill for Momo yet again. That's a 3-for-1 for Vietnam. They are making a lot of crazy aggressive plays, and I'm not sure if that's the way to go.
Wow. Oh my god. Now Malaysia, they are trying to find something else here. They cannot do, like I said it earlier, they cannot do a huge team fight 5 versus 5. But they have to do the pick-off strategy here with the Iron Hood coming from Yams. And even with Chiku, with the I'm Offended. But trying to catch the king is kind of a little bit maybe hard. But Lord now is already being poked by Vietnam. Meanwhile, Malaysia knows it and they won't try to contest it.
Alright, so far it seems that Vietnam has an advantage when it comes to the neutral objectives. The Formace tries to make a play happen, but here comes Malaysia. I'm Offended to Nart. He will be bursted down, but the Blazing Duet is stopped by the Bloody Hunt. He will actually get taken out. That's Momo just going out of control. 3 members down for the members of Vietnam with only 2. Malaysia sees an opportunity. They go for the aggressive play and they will take away the purple buff as well.
Wow, Vietnam, it's gonna be a useless alert, I could say, because they lose to 4 members after they got the Lord. And the problem is, like I said it earlier, Malaysia, the backup is very, very fast, and the damage is already there for Momo with 11 kills. What? And also the gold elite coming from Malaysia in how much, 3K?
3K.
Yeah.
More or less. I mean, Vietnam, they have to try and find a way to get Momo out of the equation. He is absolutely a lot of damage in this fight. But look at that. That's the Blazing Duet being used, but he will actually be able to escape with his life. Manipulation being propped up by Moon to try and get something else, but that is a play being made by Vietnam. And now here we go. Yoga and the King coming in to cut off the members of Malaysia. Chiku as well as Momo won't be able to survive. That's a shutdown. And just like that, Vietnam take the game.
Yeah, I think Malaysia cannot force the team fight right now, especially it's only 4 versus 2 in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Hehe is coming to giving a help in the mid lane right now, but Forme is still able to survive again.